Hello everyone, Jeff and Jay here with another edition of Jay's Big Adventure, and today we have a treat. We have my 2012 BMW K1600 GT sitting right next to my new 2020. Ever since this color scheme came out in 2019, I have lusted after that combination. And my bike, my old bike, is a 2012. I bought it 4 years ago with 4,800 miles on it, and I've now got 65,000 miles on it. And it was just getting time for an upgrade. Long story short, watch the video. I made the last payment on this bike and just thought I'd see what was out there. And then suddenly this arrived. There were some steps in the middle, but anyway. The cool thing is we now have two nearly identical bikes, first generation and second generation, and I didn't even realize exactly how many differences there were in this update. So let's go through some of these. First of all, we have the differences in the side panels. We've got this whole mess going on. These are significantly larger than they are on the old bike, and the style of the fender plastic is a little different, so all these little detail changes are really nice. I love the color combination. It's just a combination of a whole bunch of little details. The fog lights are significantly larger. So I have not ridden this at night, but I'm assuming that it's going to have quite a bit more light output. Mirrors seem to be the same. Now, this bike has the optional Shift Assist Pro. That lets you do clutchless shifts up and down, so those side cases are different because it has additional mechanism behind that cover. So those are different. The radio style, the radio buttons are different, and of course I really like the black engine and frame. Now, on my bike, one of the things I didn't like are these wheels are kind of brown, kind of gold. The frame is not brown, not gold. Never really liked that color. And you know, the trim panels and all that stuff should have been black, right? Or gray like this bike. They finally got this set up. So now all of a sudden the frame is gray, the wheels are black, and it's just a much cleaner installation. Now the bags, the tail rack, the tail light is all the same, but the mufflers are different. So these have changed quite a bit. And I do like the updated look as well. Some of the biggest changes have been to the dashboard. Not only is there a significantly larger navigation screen, but the gauges have been updated, and this bike has keyless ride. So I've got the key fob in my pocket. I just walk up, get on the bike, hit the button, and away we go. Another big advantage to this particular bike is I ordered it with reverse. On a 750-pound motorcycle, having reverse is going to be a really big advantage here in the mountains. Now, one of the things that I've been looking forward to is adding some of the equipment to this bike that I have on the old one. But there have been a couple of changes that I figured out. On this side, this is where my radar detector goes, and this is a tech mount. What I did is I drilled a hole in this little flat piece, and this is just a 1/4 with a nut on the bottom side. On this bike, I can do the same thing, because that's right here. But what's changed is this side. This is where my phone goes, and these bolts, which hold the grip on, I bought this little adapter plate, found it online. This now just screws down into that, and this is a RAM mount. Really, really nice phone holder. I can't do that over here. I imagine it is because of the new switchgear for the reverse, but now there are wires and things underneath here. I can't drill through there and add that mount. I'm going to have to figure out a different way. If you look at the original bike, these little cubbies just bolt right on under the bottom side of the fairing. Nice little place to be able to store stuff. There is a phone charging port and a music port in here, which is nice. You can have an auxiliary input for the audio system. And then the fog lights actually mount to the bike. On here, they've changed the lower part of the fairing, and the fog lights now mount to that. The cubbies have also changed in their shape. Still quite a bit of storage. These are part of the central locking system, so when I push the lock button, it locks them automatically. But I'm really amazed at the number of fine detail changes that have happened between the bikes. Another big change that I just didn't think about are the grips. I don't know why BMW insists on making these grips so thin. You have to hang on, and over time it really gets tiring to keep the throttle open and to hang on with such a narrow grip. So one of the very first things I did, and I'll do the same thing here, is I added a set of foam covers, and these are the Grip Puppy brand, and my cramp buster. When you're riding, instead of having to grab the throttle and twist, I can just rest my hand on the throttle and adjust it with no grip at all. It's just sitting here really, really nice. On trips where you cannot use cruise control, that's the best $10 worth of plastic you can spend on a motorcycle. Now I've added a bunch of other stuff. I've got my heated gear. This is a wireless controller for my heated jacket. I've got a wireless controller for phone. My sunglass holder. These are LEDs that tie into the Valentine 1 radar detector. And all this stuff now is going to have to be changed over. On this bike, I tied into the wiring of the speakers and added a Bluetooth transmitter, because the Bluetooth transmitter on these bikes was awful. It was literally unlistenable. The distortion was so bad. So tied into there, and now I pair my headphones with this. Works great. I've got a new system out for the new bike, and we'll see what's coming. Over time, I have added quite a bit of aerodynamics to the bike to try to make it a little less windy in the cockpit. The GTLs have a much larger windshield. This is even larger than a GTL shield. It is significantly wider. Look, it comes all the way out to the edge of the mirrors. And I've added these Aeroflow aero wings. These just stick on with 3M tape, but what that does is keep the air off my hands. Really, really nice addition. I did not realize how much of a difference those made until I rode this bike. Look at the difference in the width of the windshield between here and here. That's a huge difference in protection. Now, we tend to ride long distances and high speeds here in Utah. Those differences really make a difference at the end of a 10 or 12 hour day on the bike. So over time, we're going to be adding those things to the new bike as well. So that's some of the changes that have happened between the 2017 and up bikes and the 2011 to 2016 bikes. Hope you've enjoyed the video. We've got a ton of content coming looking at the difference between these bikes in terms of the way they ride. And we will have more videos out soon. Please like, please share, please watch all my videos. Please subscribe, and we'll have more videos out soon.